Alright, you've slain dozens, maybe hundreds of dragons in Skyrim, but have you ever noticed something strange? Where are all the female dragons at? Seriously, no dragon in the game is ever referred to as she. No eggs, no nests, no mama dragons protecting their hatchlings, just a bunch of giant flying fire-breathing dudes yelling at you in ancient dragon gibberish. So today, we're going to look into Skyrim's weirdest unspoken mystery. Are there any female dragons? And if not, how the hell do they reproduce? Or are they something entirely different? Like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into it. Let's start with the obvious. Skyrim's dragons have male-sounding names, and none are identified with female pronouns. Not even once. Players have scoured game files, lore books, and dialogue. Every known dragon is referred to with he or a masculine name. Even Parthenax, the wise old mountain dragon, never once hints at a queen dragon waiting back home. That's why he can hang out on a mountain all day, because he doesn't have a honeydew list. So what's going on? Is it just an oversight, or is there an in-universe reason? Here's a spoiler, it's a lot deeper than a dev mistake. According to many lore enthusiasts on Reddit and the Thuum.org forum, dragons in the Elder Scrolls aren't like other creatures. They don't reproduce biologically. In fact, dragons in Tamriel are described as immortal spirits that exist outside the normal cycle of life and death. They can't truly die unless you absorb their soul, Dragonborns, which is why the Dragonborns are such a big deal. This idea goes way back to early Elder Scrolls lore, where dragons are sometimes called et ada, or fragments of divine power. Translation, dragons don't need mothers. They were created by the gods or by time itself. Now let's talk Alduin. He's not just a big bad dragon, he's the World Eater, a cosmic force tied to time and apocalypse. When Alduin returns, he's literally resurrecting dragons from ancient burial mounds, not breeding new ones, not hatching babies, just digging up the past and reanimating it. That's why every dragon you fight feels ancient, because they are. So the idea is dragons don't reproduce. They're either ancient and reborn or brought back by divine means. No dragon egg required. Sorry, no baby dragons in cribs yelling Fushrada. Now you may ask, but wait, didn't Akavar have dragon families? Here's where it gets tricky. There is a place in Elder Scrolls lore, Akavar, that supposedly had a whole civilization of dragons. And in some stories, tiger-like people called the Kapotun tried to become dragons themselves. In these tales, there's mention of dragon cultures, even the idea of dragons with children. But these sources are super vague, possibly mythological, and not necessarily connected to the dragons we know in Skyrim. It could be a metaphor wrapped in unreliable narration. Welcome to Elder Scrolls lore, folks. So why did Bethesda do this? Some fans think Bethesda made all dragons male for simple reasons. Simplified writing, one pronoun to rule them all. Voice acting, all dragons share the same few voice sets. Lore consistency, dragons are more like spirits or forces than actual animals. Plus, dragons in Skyrim don't have families, mates, or social systems. They're either aggressive or philosophical. They don't seem to need romance or reproduction to fuel the story. In other words, no mama dragon because there's no need for them narratively. The dragons were designed as boss fights, not biological lessons. Of course, this is the Elder Scrolls fandom, so things get weird. Some believe that dragons might reproduce magically or asexually, or in another plane of existence. Others think all dragons are male because they were designed that way by Akatosh, the god of time. One theory even suggests that the Dovahkiin is the universe's attempt to evolve the dragon's soul into a human form that can reproduce. You know, normal, healthy speculation. Actually, this isn't bad. I've heard worse. So, are there female dragons in Skyrim? Technically, no. But maybe that's because dragons don't need gender in the first place. They're timeless, godlike, immortal beings, symbols of power, not parents. But if Bethesda ever gives us a baby dragon follower mod, I'm definitely adopting it. Now, there is a whole thing where there are some dragons called Jill. I really didn't get too far into the woods on that, but let me know what you think in the comments. Do dragons reproduce? Are there secret female dragons hiding in the lore? Or did Bethesda just forget and hope we wouldn't ask? The way Bethesda is now, yeah, I can actually believe that last one. So drop a like, hit the subscribe button. We all know you want to put Fushrada in the comments, so go ahead. Put it in there as much as you want. Or arrow to the knee, I don't care. Alright, good day.